Thank you for that thumbs up, whoever you are. Happy Thursday to you. Happy Thoughtful Thursday. Thoughtful test. Thoughtful test. When I say thoughtful test, I mean tests that you have taken that make you really think. You know, they make you think a lot. Like, did you really study for that test? Were you really ready for that test? Okay. Was that a test you could have done without? Is there a test you would like to have more of because it was good? You were tested in a positive way. You were tested and you had a good outcome, a good result. But it's Thursday, so it's whatever thoughts come to mind. It's Thoughtful Thursday. Whatever thoughts come to mind, talk about those thoughts, discuss those thoughts, get them out. If they're in your head and they need to come out, get them out. Even if you have to talk to yourself. I know y'all have heard of that. There's nothing wrong with talking to yourself sometimes. And people say it's okay to talk to yourself as long as you don't answer yourself. Look, it's okay to talk to yourself if you do answer yourself. Okay? Sometimes you just need to hear it out loud. You need to talk to yourself. It's just like looking in the mirror. Sometimes you need to look in the mirror to get a better picture, a better perspective of how something is making you feel. You know, sometimes you need to look at your own facial expressions. Have y'all had family members and friends that said, she don't have to say anything, he doesn't have to say anything. It's always in the facial expressions. So sometimes you have to look in the mirror and let your face talk to you. The same way you sometimes have to, you know, say your thoughts out loud. And there's nothing wrong with answering. People say it's okay to talk to yourself as long as you don't answer. No, it's okay to talk to yourself whether you answer or not. Whether you answer or not. Sometimes you have to get things out in the open. Say them out loud. Out in the open doesn't mean necessarily that somebody else hears them. It could be that, but it could just be that you need to actually hear it. You need to hear your voice say what you're thinking. So don't let people tell you that you're crazy if you talk to yourself or you think you talk to yourself and you answer. You're not crazy. It's a process. It's a process. Just like exercising, just like fitness. And as you all know, we're going to get our daily professional and personalized disclaimer. Always contact your primary healthcare provider before starting, restarting, if you have not done this in a while, changing or ending your workout plan, program, routine, or regimen. Okay? You need to do that. You need to talk to them when it doesn't matter. Not just when you're starting, but when you're taking a break, when you're switching things up, especially if you haven't gotten those things approved. Now, when your healthcare provider gives you a workout plan or sends you to someone who will give you a workout plan, like a fitness coach, a weight trainer, a fitness trainer, somebody like that, a therapist, you have to make sure that you stick with the plans that they provide for you as well. But if something is bothering you, hurting you, uncomfortable, if any sort of discomfort or pain, slow down and or more importantly, stop. Slow down and or more importantly, stop. So always contact your primary healthcare providers, your medical doctors, your general nurse, your general practitioners, your nurse practitioners, your nursing practitioners, your physician's assistants, your physical therapists, your occupational therapists, your specialty doctors, your dietitians, your nutritionists. All of us want the best for you. We are the atom. We complete a circle around you. We call that circle an atom, and you are the nucleus. Okay? You are the nucleus. You are the most important part of that team. Everybody is working in conjunction to help you to have better fitness, better health. They say your health is your wealth. Well, listen, your health and your fitness are your wealth. Because you could technically be healthy, but how fit are you? How fit are you? You want to make sure that you're fit, all right? You want to move those joints. We want to lubricate those joints. You know, there are a lot of medical ways that the joints can be lubricated, but let's try some natural ways. You know, and the things that we eat, getting enough water, fish oil, things like that. Movement, most importantly, movement. We want to keep moving consistently and be persistent about it. Be dedicated to it. All right? Whether your goal is to lose weight, to clear your mind, mental exercise, physical exercise, emotional exercise, okay, spiritual exercise. Physical activity contributes to it all. Physical activity contributes to it all. Your cardiovascular exercise, your aerobic activities, they contribute to it all. They make your body stronger. They make your heart stronger. Your heart is a muscle, right? The most important muscle in your body, all right? And just like the rest of the muscles, it works, right? But you wanna work it. Even though it works every day by pumping, it pumps. Think of the job that it does. It pumps blood, all of the fluids throughout your body that you need to keep going. So you want to make it stronger by exercising, right? You want to work your body, make sure you don't hurt your body. You also want to trick your body. There comes a time when you want to trick the body too. So trick the body, work the body, make sure you don't hurt your body. And happy Thursday to you. Get up, get active, get moving. You want to be healthy. It's great if those numbers look good, but you also want to feel good. You want to be able to go up those steps that give you a challenge at work, right? You want to be able to go up and down those steps. When you walk, there is a method to the madness in everything, even with walking. There's a correct way to walk, okay? A correct way to walk so that you utilize those muscles to strengthen not just your legs, but your body, okay? Your feet, your calves, those legs carry the whole body. So there are ways that you should do your exercises, and we want you to look those. See, we're dropping the nugget to let you know. So we want you to research those ways. Talk to your primary healthcare provider about those ways. Talk to your specialty doctors, okay? Make sure that they're all on the same page. One doctor may tell you to do something, and your specialty doctor may say, well, pump the brakes. I want you to do it, but we're going to lessen the intensity. We don't want a high intensity. We want low intensity. We don't want high impact. We want low impact. So listen to what they say. And the more you do it, the more you're compliant to your exercise program, routine, regimen. The more you're compliant, the better you'll feel. The more you'll want to do it. I know some people just don't like exercising. Period. Point blank, period. They don't care. They don't like it. And some people are just like that. But when you're exercising, make sure if you do have a partner, don't let your partner slow you down. And don't you slow your partner down. If you feel like your partner is waiting, kind of dragging to keep up, to allow you to keep up with them, let them know that they can go ahead. There's nothing wrong with space and distance. It's still a team effort. There's nothing wrong with space and distance. If your neighbor is your workout partner, your walking partner, and they can walk faster than you, let them, okay? Sometimes that's why people don't stick to their workout programs, because they have a partner who is maybe more fit, or they've been doing it longer, so you haven't gotten to that level, and so it'll kind of discourage you. Look, let them go ahead. At least you got somebody out there with you, right? Let them go ahead. Don't you hold them back. And if they are the ones who need to keep up or pick up their intensity, it'll come along. You go ahead. You go ahead of them. Stay within distance of each other and be each other's motivation. See, a lot of times people feel like they have to compete. You can't compete where you don't compare. Everybody's fitness level is different, right? A football team, you take, 11 people in your neighborhood. And You get in some type of competition, fitness competition with a football team. Their level is completely different. Their level of fitness is completely different. And even within that team, there are some who are faster, stronger, more mobile. Okay? Faster, stronger, more mobile. So that's how it would be if you got 11 people in your neighborhood. Some of you will be faster. Some of you will be slower. Some of you will be more agile. Okay? Hey, Betty. Hey, Shawanda. How y'all doing? Betty made those dumplings. Betty, I saw that video. I think I left a comment. I think I left a comment. The only time I don't leave a comment is if I'm at work and I'm really kind of trying to hurry up on a break or something. But I think I did leave a comment. That was a nice dumpling video. Homemade dumplings. I heard you say that you didn't get to make your own homemade broth. That homemade broth is delicious. It's delicious. It's everything. But look, I bet you it tastes just as good. I bet you it tastes just as good. I did. Okay, I thought I did. I know sometimes I'm going through and I'm just watching videos when I'm at work, and it just depends on what I'm doing. And I'll be like, did I leave a comment? I think I did. And sometimes you say you have it in your head that you're going to go back and check, and you don't go back and check. It's not intentional. You just go about your day and you forget about it. It was delicious. I know it was. I bet it was. I heard you say something about your what was it? Your cream of chicken. I know you used your small cans of broth, I think. And then you said that you had your large cans of cream of chicken. No, your small cans of cream of chicken. And you were going to keep the large cans. I can't remember. I know you said something about the cans. And I was thinking, she's just like, that is what we do. We'll like, coming up to Thanksgiving and holidays, like, not even just Thanksgiving and Christmas, but like Easter, I'll buy like a few small cans. Then I'll buy some of the big cans. And I don't know, because for some reason, like this is the week before Thanksgiving, right? I just got a taste for chicken broth, chicken cream of mushroom. Like I put some chicken on top of the stove today. Sauteed some chicken on top of the stove, blackened it, got it a little black, seasoned it really good, and threw some cream of mushroom in it. And I'm just like, why am I eating this when we're gonna have this? The plan is to have this next week. It's like you get in the mood, even with what you want to have to eat. Like, that's how I am. I don't know if other people may not be that way, but coming up to Thanksgiving, especially if I've already planned to have traditional, I'll suddenly start to want something with chicken broth or cream of chicken in it. I add cream of chicken soup to most any chicken soups. Yep. To most of your chicken soups. Yeah. Yep. That cream of chicken, I'm telling you, even when you do it from scratch, even if you just put a small can in there, depending on how big your soup is, and you have everything from scratch, just adding that small can of cream of chicken, it just does something to it. It just does something to it. It just elevates it. Even when you know that you can make a good homemade chicken soup. Like, I make plenty of chicken soup, and I made it without the cream of chicken. But when you add that cream of chicken, it's just another level. It's just another level of deliciousness. So I've been talking about Thanksgiving mostly this week, and like, what are y'all gonna do? Are you doing traditional? When I have it in my mind that I'm gonna do traditional, like that week before, I start having a taste for collard greens. I already cleaned my collard greens for next week. I cleaned them, I blanched them, and I froze them. So they're good to go. But while I was doing that, I wanted to eat them so bad, y'all. Like I wanted to go ahead and just cook them and eat them so bad. I wanted to cook them and eat them so badly, but I didn't. I didn't. Because I got to cook for a lot of people. I got to cook for a lot of people. So I need all the collard greens I can get. And while I was in the mood, I went ahead and I did like 4 bunches. I did 4 bunches. And my whole family love. My whole family loves collard greens. They love. There are a few that prefer turnips or mustards, but most of us, we prefer collards. So I make sure, because even the ones who prefer mustards or turnips, they'll eat the collards. They like collards too. And for the most part, everybody wants collards. So I make sure. So I've done 4 bunches. I'll probably do another 2 this weekend. So if you're catching this live, leave a comment if you would like, or just continue to give me a view. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I know sometimes people don't say that they appreciate you. If you give me a view of a few seconds, a few minutes, or the entire live, I appreciate you just the same. If you come during the replay, you want to leave a comment, I appreciate you. Because you didn't have to do it. You didn't have to do it, but you did. And even if you don't give a thumbs up, like, of course we love the thumbs up. We love the thumbs up, okay? But some people don't like to do thumbs up. I don't know why. Sometimes if you even start talking about it, they'll leave the chat. And I kind of understand that in a way, because if I'm there watching you, I'm supporting you. If I'm there watching you, I'm supporting you. But and even YouTube caught on to it, because YouTube made it easier, right? If you're on your phone, all you have to do is double tap. So I do ask that people leave a thumbs up, but if they don't, that's okay. There's more than one way to support, right? Just that few seconds that you view, that few minutes, or the entire live, half the live, whatever it is, that's support. Subscribing is support if you haven't subscribed. Once you subscribe, tap that notification bell and then hit all. That's 4 ways. Okay? A thumbs up, no, a view, a thumbs up, a subscription if you haven't subscribed already. Once you subscribe, tap that bell so that and hit all. Right? So that's 4 ways. Liking is just one. So I appreciate whichever you decide to do. I appreciate whichever one a person decides to do. Yes, you like the thumbs up. Yes, that pushes people in the algorithm. But guess what? A new subscription is great, okay? A new subscription is great. A comment helps with the algorithm. All of that stuff. A comment during the live, a comment after the live. So I'm not going to hammer people about the likes. I'm not going to bash people about the likes. Like, give me a like, give me a like. Now, when I mod for people, I ask, because that's just what a mod is supposed to do. That's what a mod is supposed to do. So if you're just watching and I see the number and I don't know who it is, guess what? That's still support. That's still support. You got to take what you can get. Okay? Take what you can get. Anything that's positive, take it. Take what you can get and be happy about it. What do you guys have to be thankful for on this, Thursday before Thanksgiving? This Thursday before Thanksgiving. What do you have to be thankful for? Thankful for God. Thankful for family. Thankful for a job. Okay? Thankful for your pets. You can be thankful for a lot of things. Thankful that your area has a grocery store nearby. You know how many people who don't really even have a grocery store within 10 miles of their home? There are a lot of people like that. They don't even have a grocery store within 10 miles of their home. You would think, well, why are they living so far out? Because some people can't help it. Then maybe that's where they were raised and they just never left the area. Maybe they did leave the area, but they don't like the big city. So they went back home. So going to the grocery store, believe it or not, is like a fun activity for some people when they live far out. it's starting to get, y'all, it's starting to get darker earlier. I've been saying that for like about 3 weeks. So make sure that when you're out and about, think about this. Think about your safety, the safety of your family when you're out and about, shopping. I know a lot of you guys probably do all of your shopping online. But listen, it's the holiday season. That's one of the things people look forward to most during the holiday season. Getting out and shopping. Getting out and shopping. So, if you look forward to getting out and shopping, even if it's just window shopping, a lot of the times when I'm done shopping for the holidays, the season is just so nice. It's so pretty outside. People are usually jovial and happy and kind of nice to be around. So get out and enjoy the season. Even if you don't celebrate holidays, celebrate the season. Celebrate the things that you see. Celebrate. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes during the holidays, you encounter or you run into people who have massive attitudes. They have massive attitudes. Sometimes they're just like that anyway, and sometimes they're not. But sometimes it's just something about the hustle and bustle of the holiday season that kind of gets people grouchy and grumpy. And they're usually pretty nice. So even some nice people don't like to be out in the, with the shopping. That's why I like to have all of my shopping, I'll say this, shopping needs met. So that by a certain time, I can just go and window shop or just pick up some extra things. Once you get all of your shopping needs, Needs, met, you don't feel like you're rushed. You don't feel like you're in a crunch to do what you need to do. Now, some people like that. Are you like that? Are you someone who likes to be in a crunch? You like to be out there trying to shop and find gifts at the last minute? Some people are. Some people like it because they just like being out there. They like the whole vibe of the holiday season. They like the whole vibe of the holiday season. So if you're out here walking, if you're outside walking too, good. This is the best time of the year. Not too hot, not too cold. It's starting to get cold in some areas, and it's starting to get really cool in some areas. So dress appropriately. You still want to work. You want to work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. Make sure not to overheat, even though it's cool or it's cold. You don't want to overheat, right? And you still want to stay hydrated. Even though it's cold, a little bit cooler. You still need to stay hydrated. Your body still needs that water for lubrication, for hydration, lubrication, okay? You want to lubricate the joints with that water. It helps to contribute to all the other fluid needs throughout your body, right? And unless you're on fluid restrictions, try to get you about eight ounce glasses of water. If you are on any type of fluid restrictions, you want to watch that, okay? You want to watch that. Some people are on fluid restrictions, so they have to be mindful of the amount of water and other fluids that they drink. Go ahead, you two ladies. I know y'all will be saying that tomorrow, if not today. So you want to use that water for hydration, and you want to use it for lubrication, right? Hydration and lubrication. You want to lubricate the joints. You want that water to be there and be present. You want it to be sufficient enough to help your body to create that synovial fluid. Because the water being there is number one. But you got to move too. You got to move. And you've got to keep moving. You got to be consistent. You've got to be persistent about it. You got to watch what you eat. You don't have to be on some special diet. But just remember, what do we say over here all the time? Moderation is key, right? Moderation is key. Intake is key. You can eat some of the healthiest foods, but you still need to monitor and watch the amount of their food that you eat. Hey, y'all, I know the three of y'all hear me. They know who I'm talking about. You want to watch that. Be mindful of what you eat, even when it's healthy. Be mindful of what you eat, even when you're eating healthy foods. Okay? So just like moderation is key when you're kind of cheating a little bit or you're kind of being a little bit bad, just like moderation is key, then quantity is also key. Okay? Quantity is key. You don't want to eat 10 fruit in a day, right? Because that's still sugar. It's natural sugar. The fruit are healthy for you. Got those vitamins, all those nutrients, those antioxidants and things like that. But you still want to be mindful. You want to be mindful of the amount of fruit that you eat. See, sometimes people think, oh, I got me a big fruit salad. They got a big bowl. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell y'all a couple of ways that people eat. And in their mind, they're eating better in their mind. Okay. They'll come to work or come to class or wherever, and they'll have a salad the size of a mixing bowl, right? And a diet caffeine-free drink. That soda still has a lot of sugar. And if it's diet, it just has a lot of sugar substitute. You don't need a lot of that, right? A lot of times you are better off eating the natural sugar than you are having the sugar substitutes. Because sometimes people feel like having a substitute means they can go full throttle. So be careful when you're substituting, when you're having sugar substitutes. You know, those sweeteners, those artificial sweeteners that they use as substitutes. Be careful. If they say it's stevia, read it and see just how natural it is. You gotta check into the sources, right? And that's all you can do. A lot of times people say the only way for you to know is to grow it yourself, and that's the absolute truth. So we just gotta go with what we can know. Go with what we can know. You gotta do your research. Do your research on those sweeteners, those artificial sweeteners. Because sometimes people use them so much, it's like, really? You might as well have just used sugar in moderation. Use brown sugar. Use sugar. Use pure sugar, pure cane sugar. You know, you can do that. This is a great time to go to markets, farmers markets. You know, people have harvested their veggies, their fruits and veggies. Support your local farmers. Get you some honey. Get you some of that honey that's made in your area. Go talk to a local beekeeper. Get you some of that good natural honey. Or if you shop and you buy it out of the grocery store, make sure that it's made and processed in your area. Processed. Processed. When I say processed, I'm not talking about the worst type. Okay, we're just saying that someone in your local area, a beekeeper or keepers, have gotten it all together, jarred it up, and taken it to your local grocer. And when you move. Every now and again, I put some pep in my step. But I exercise in the mornings before I go to work. I get 30 minutes plus in on the elliptical or my bike every day. And I'm going to do my resistance training. I do my resistance weight training every other day. So in the evening, I just come on here to walk. It's just enough. It's a part of me going live over here in Lions Pride. And thank you to the people that come through here and stop through here. Whether you stop every now and again, often, sometimes, never, and say you do, you do, and you don't. It doesn't matter. If you come by at all, thank you. Thank you. I like having people that come in who I know and I can recognize immediately, because there's less room for, like they say, less room for error. Well, there's less room for drama. So I appreciate you and I thank you. And we want to move. Now, even though I get cardio in the morning, I'm still not going to come out here and walk like this. I'm still not going to do this. Okay? We're going to move. And I might not do my power walks, but we're going to move, okay? Keep moving. Move with a purpose. Move with a purpose. Make it count. Make your walks count. Make your jogs count. Make your skips, your hops, your jump roping, whatever it is. Yes, there's a craze for walking apparently, and it's because walking is fun and it's simple and it's easy to do. But if you're going to do it, walk with a purpose. Okay? Put some pep in that step. There are so many other things you can do to incorporate, right? Walk, skip, hop, march. Lift those legs up. Okay? We're thinking cardio, but we're thinking joints as well. Okay? Ride your bicycle in the neighborhood. Make sure that you have those pads on and that helmet. Okay? All right? Your stationary bike inside. If it's too hot, if it's too cold. Your treadmill, your walking pad, your stepper, your mini stepper. Right? Your elliptical. I just named 10 things you guys can do. Go inside the local YMCA or a local gym. Get in that pool. That's number 11. Go hiking if you can. Mountain climbing if you can. If you're fit enough to do that, do that. There's so much you can do. 13 things. Play tennis. Pick up a game of basketball with your family. This is the perfect time. It's the holidays. People are visiting. You got you a basketball goal? Play some basketball. Play some kickball. Just play kickball. Play a game of soccer. Stop and go. Get that heart working. Cardiovascular activity. Aerobic activity. Walk in place. Move those arms. Make sure that you move those arms as well. I switch arms when I'm walking because I just can't stand that device that I put on my neck to hold the phone. I don't like that. So I switch arms when I'm walking. And we move these arms at the shoulder, at the elbow, at the wrist. Work those joints. Get those joints moving. Helps to increase your synovial fluid, along with making sure you have enough fluid to help your body produce the synovial fluid. Get plenty of water. And when I say plenty, I'm talking 6 to 8 glasses. But if you have issues that say you shouldn't drink that much, go by what your doctor has told you, okay? Because even when people have health issues, what do they want us to continue to do? Move. Walk, run, jog. Jump rope, skip, whatever you can do. Jumping jacks, aerobic activity, get that heart rate up. Know what your heart rate should be for your gender and your age. Know what it should be. Know what your maximum heart rate should be so that you don't overwork your body. Know what your maximum heart rate should be, okay? And then figure out what your target heart rate should be if you're trying to lose weight. Now, some people, they don't have to focus on it. They may come up with a plan after talking to their healthcare providers where Just doing more activity works for them. It's helping them to shed some pounds, to get in a better mental space. Because again, it's not always about the weight loss. It's improving your mental, emotional, and spiritual health as well. It's not always about weight loss. It can be, and at the end of the day, if you're moving, you're exercising, it's going to help you in all areas, in all aspects of your health and your fitness, okay? Your health, your wellness, and your fitness. So if you're walking or doing whatever cardiovascular activity you're doing to lose weight, if you're doing it to keep your mind clear, to keep bad thoughts away, to keep you out of a negative state of maybe, some type of mental situation, emotional situation, okay, spiritual, it helps in all of those aspects. All right, you want to take you some good deep breaths in and out. Some people may say, I'm walking and I'm talking. How you want me to do? Look, you don't have to talk. Walking and talking is great. It is great. It is a reflection of your fitness level. But if you're huffing and puffing, you're gonna huff. You're gonna puff a little bit. But if you'll feel what's too much. Your body will let you know, or you'll kind of feel it. Even if not physically, mentally, what's too much. What you need to do then, if you feel like you're doing a little bit too much, slow down and or stop. Slow down and or stop. And just restart. Slow down, stop, rest, restart. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to restart the same day. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to restart the same day. You can restart another day, the next day. When you guys discuss the plan, they're going to tell you, slow down and stop if necessary, but don't be discouraged. And don't walk away from it. Don't be discouraged and don't stop the process. Don't stop the process. So again, whether it's for your mental health, physical, spiritual, emotional, any of it, all of it, hopefully it results in overall wellness. Hopefully it results in your overall wellness. So not just your health is your wealth. Your fitness and your health are your wealth. Your fitness and your health are your wealth. And hopefully you guys will, I don't know, if you have family coming to town, and if you've been kind of down lately, hopefully that'll lift your spirits. Hopefully that'll lift you, put you in a better mood. Family tends to do that. Especially family you haven't seen in a long time. They tend to lift your spirits. They tend to lift your mood, put you in a better mindset. Okay? They put you in a better mindset. And remember those who may be affected by seasonal affective disorder, okay? Remember that there may be some people who are having, we don't diagnose, right? We don't medically, clinically, or professionally diagnose, right? We don't assess, diagnose, treat, or evaluate. But we know by people's stories that they share with us that some people experience, seasonal depression, seasonal affective disorder, and it could be brought on by many things. It could be brought on by remembering loved ones, missing your loved ones who aren't here, but not that, and that is enough. That is enough to have anybody feeling sad and down and depressed during the season. But sometimes it's just the change. Some people's body, physically and mentally, they have a hard time adapting to the fall back, setting the clocks back. Some people, it takes them a minute to adjust to that. Some of them haven't even adjusted to it by Christmas. And when do we do it? Early November? You got some people who haven't even adjusted to the time changing and going back you know. So sometimes it's just missing loved ones who aren't here. It could be the time change, and it could just be the holiday season. For some reason, a lot of people get depressed. Maybe it's not missing loved ones. Maybe it's not the time, the season change. Sometimes they just, I don't know. Maybe it reminds them of a time when they were kids and maybe they didn't get the gifts or something. You know, it could be anything. Hey, Just Beetle. Hello, Lions Pride. Hey, Just Beetle. Just Beetle C. Let me see. I wanted to stop and make sure it's CI. Okay, I wanted to make sure that wasn't CJ. I didn't want to say CJ. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for saying hello. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And I hope that you are in a good mood today. I hope that you're in a good mood today. We're just talking about trying to help people lift their moods, lift their spirits. Okay? And I'm talking about all ages. I'm talking about kids, teenagers, young adults, adults, the elderly, everybody, everybody. If you see someone who appears to be down and out, depressed, say something. Sometimes a simple hello. You know, sometimes it's just like a simple hello can lift someone's spirit, get them in a better mood. Get them in a better mood. How have you been, CJ? You want me to call you? What do you want? I said CJ, and I was trying not to say CJ because it says CI. When I'm walking, y'all, look, charge it to me walking, not my heart, okay? Not my heart, mind, and soul. Charge it to me walking. When I look down, sometimes I'm moving, I'm trying to pay attention to what's going on around me too, and I'm trying to make sure I acknowledge somebody if they come through the live. I might mispronounce your name. I might say a wrong letter. I just stopped and said and saw CI. But you know, my first thought was CJ. So that's why I went back to CJ. I apologize. I apologize. Yes, ma'am, I found you from Danny's channel. Oh, my sis, Danny. Danny, look, Danny is a sweet, 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 sweet lady. I appreciate you. Yes, right. Safety first. Safety first. I appreciate you. I haven't seen Danny live in a minute. And maybe I've missed it. Because for some reason, and I don't know even why I even say this. I think it's once we become subscribed to so many people, we just miss some of them. I don't even think it's like, sometimes people will say, well, it's YouTube. I think it's YouTube, but I don't think it's like always intentional. Because sometimes we're subscribed to so many people. And oftentimes those people go live like at the same time. And your feed can only handle so much. No problem, call me Beetle. Okay, Beetle. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When Danny goes live, I hope to see you there. If you don't see me, tell her I said thank you. And I thank you as well, Beetle, for coming over here. I was looking at your pic trying to see if you were a gamer. Because I used to game. My nephew used to game over here on this channel. And there are a lot of people who come through here that are gamers. They'll come through from time to time. He hasn't done it in a long time, so they don't come through often like they used to. About a year ago, maybe not this past summer, but summer 2023, I would get a lot of gamers that would come through. But he hasn't done it in a while, so college. I would tell her thank you, I appreciate you. So he hasn't done it in a while. Just school, college. So I was wondering if you were a gamer, but thank you for letting me know that you came from Danny. I enjoy Danny's channel. And again, I think sometimes it's just that we're subscribed to so many people. That's why we miss the lives a lot of times. Like we miss when people go live. Yep, he's in college. And thankfully he's doing great. I expected him to do great, but he fusses. He fusses about it. Like, oh man, I gotta, cause he likes to work too. So he likes to work, and that's a good thing. So sometimes he catches himself fussing, or I catch him fussing. Like, oh man, I forgot I got this paper. I'm like, boy, you haven't started the paper? I started it. I just haven't been working on it. So when you have an instructor that kind of gives you the curriculum for kind of like the whole semester, that works out well for some people like him because he gets started early. He tries to do as much as he can so that if he gets behind, he won't be too far behind. And so that, well, first of all, so that he won't get behind. If, and just in case he does, if he does, it won't be that bad. It won't be that bad. So yeah, he was like, because I asked him, I said, well, when is the paper due? He was like, next week. And I was like, boy, you got a week to do it. And he was like, I know. I'd rather be, he was like, I'm kind of midway. So he had started working on it. He multitasked. Me, if I do a paper, when I was in college, if I did a paper, I had to get it done. Like, I had to start it and get it done. Like, I would do, you got to multitask in college. You do have to multitask because you got several classes. But I would work on it, constantly. Every day, every other day or so. And then again, it kind of depends on when you know about it too. So this particular class, he knew about it. And he got started early. Yes, right. Good character. You're absolutely right. Good character. Look, I got to be careful when I'm on this grass. Because, everybody isn't good about bringing their pooper scooper along, right? They're not good about bringing their pooper scooper along. Most people are pretty good. But you got some that just won't do right. You got some people who just won't do right for nothing. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Focus takes discipline. That's absolutely right, Beetle. Focus takes discipline. And the thing about it is, I compare him to my other nephew. And you know what? And I told him, I said, you got to focus on what you're doing. And he said, I am focused, Auntie. That's why I started early. Which I was like, okay, I'll let him slide. That makes sense. Because I do have one nephew. Beetle, let me tell you. If that paper is due, I'll just make up a date. If that paper is due November 15th, you know when he gets started on it? Like November 11th. Like November 11th. So I give nephew one a break. Because like now, he's realizing that it's coming up. Because it's coming up to like finals and stuff. Because they'll be out for Thanksgiving, and then that next week, they won't go back to school till January. So honestly, I think that his paper probably by now is due maybe tomorrow or Monday. But he can submit it. All this, he doesn't have to. Look, that's a good thing about the new stuff. Just send it. You just gotta hit send by a certain time. You gotta hit send. Yeah. See, the other one, my younger one, he focuses. The adrenaline, and I can't fuss at him, even though I do. I don't have any room to, because I'm such a hypocrite. Because guess what? I used to do the same thing. If the paper is due today, I got started on it like Tuesday of this week. So I can't fuss at him, even though I do. I shouldn't. I guess I fuss at him because I want him to do better than I did. Why don't you wait until the last minute? But that's absolutely what it is. And now when it comes to like math and all that science and stuff, I'm a little bit better about that. I'm a little bit better about trying to study and focusing on that. But if it's like writing a paper, and another thing too, papers can be hard. Okay, sorry about that. I got a call. But another thing, papers can be hard. So You think at first, some of them are easy, but some of them are hard. And some of them are hard because of the style. You know, they still want you to do it in certain styles, certain formats. And just when you think you got it just right, just when you think you got it down pat, it ain't right. It ain't right. You get your grade back and it's like, an 82. Look, an 82, you knew you pulled like a 90, 95. And they're like, no, your format was off a little bit. Yep, exactly. Yep, exactly. He was like, your format was off just a little bit. And then you look at the paper and you got all this. I had one instructor where he didn't like to litter your paper up with red ink. He would use green. I was so appreciative. like I was so appreciative. I had like my kids had a teacher that was like that too. If the answer was wrong, she would use green. She would use green. And it was just because she didn't want to just litter the paper up with red. Because, you know, in school, red has always been associated with what? Wrong. You got it wrong. You missed that one. You missed that one. You missed that one. And you still, you know, you can miss that one, that one, and that one. And it's in green. But it doesn't look as bad. You know. Now, I'm assuming if everyone were to do that, then eventually green would be associated with being wrong, right? Yep, it definitely does. Visual makes a difference. Exactly. So I was glad back then because she was like the only teacher that I knew of that was doing it. She would use green. So when I got into college, I had a professor that was doing it, that did that. I want to say it was green. It could have been blue. It wasn't red. I think it was green. I think they both used green because it reminded me of it. They reminded me of each other so much. And they had the same reasoning. We just prefer to use green because when you see red, and sometimes when you see a lot of red on your work, sometimes it's not a bad thing. Sometimes, for some reason, I don't know, I guess some teachers just use red. And they're critiquing you and, you know, giving you pointers and telling you what you did and didn't do or how something was wrong. But they also sometimes, you know, told you what they liked about it. So they didn't just switch pens, right? So it's like you see all that red and you're like dreading it. But that's why I always like, let me look at the number. What does the number say? Because I did have a few professors. They use red. And they like to give you a lot of feedback. But at the end of the day, you got a good grade. You know, you don't mind the feedback so much then. Yeah, green, yep, grass, exactly. More of a calming. You get your paper, you see green, you don't get so, you don't get paper shocked. You don't get paper shocked. You don't get grade shocked. You don't get so shocked. So, you know, a few of them in college, and then that one in elementary school, my kids, they used green. So that was good. I like that. And you definitely think about that. Think more positively. So even if you got a 60, when you see that color, it hits a little bit differently than when you see a 60 in red. Yes, exactly. Less shame. I know a lot of times people are like, they used to be like, whoo, he wrote so much on there. Yeah, but a lot of times when they give you a lot of feedback, that could be a good thing. Sometimes, they're grading you and telling you what you did wrong, but sometimes they're telling you what you did right too, or how to improve in a good way. So I've been on here 55 minutes. Y'all know I'm trying to keep it to an hour because, it gets dark earlier. Even though it's not that late, it starts to feel late. I don't like to hold people on lives for a long time. People have lives to live, you know. They got things to do. They got to spend time with family. They got to regroup and get ready for work the next day. And if they don't work, they got to get ready for something. You know, I hope, they got to get ready for something. And sometimes, you know, I'll go through and I'll watch. That's why when I'm watching lives, unless I'm a moderator, yes, I'm going to hang out longer. If I'm a moderator, I'll hang out longer and I'll multitask and do some things in order to mod and to show support. And if I'm not a moderator, I go in, I say hello to, you know, quite a few people, and I kind of hang out for a little bit, and then I go watch someone else, you know, just to kind of help out and give them a view. Help out and give them a view. Like I said, I don't harp on telling people to give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. I like it. But if you haven't subscribed, guess what? Again, that's another way to support. It's to subscribe. Another way, once you subscribe, don't just stop there. Tap that notification bell. I call it my YouTube doorbell, so that you'll be notified every time that person goes live or upload a video, right? And if you don't do any of that, and you just watch for a couple of minutes, a few seconds even, you've given them a view. Right, yes, Beetle. Wrong answers are part of learning. You know, they make you feel shameful, and you may feel like you're not learning initially, but that's absolutely right. It's a part of learning, because once you get that wrong answer, that means you need more education. You need someone to teach you a little bit more, or maybe a little bit differently, you know, a little bit differently. Everybody doesn't learn at the same pace or the same way. Now, I know that there are certain, as far as mathematically, there are certain things that, even if there are different ways of coming to an answer, it may be required by the state or their school to teach it a certain way for you to get the answer that way. And if you don't, even though it's maybe technically right, it's not going to be right, because that's not the way they're teaching it, and that's not the way they want you to learn it. So again, even sometimes right answers. But that's absolutely right. Wrong answers are an opportunity for further learning and further teaching. Because everybody's not going to grasp it at the same pace or the same way. Everybody's not going to grasp education at the same pace or the same way. So yeah, and it's easier said than done. Like, we can try to encourage people to say, you know, don't be shameful. You just gotta work, you know, get it a little bit more, hear it a little bit more. Somebody's gotta, and even when you do have to come up with an answer a certain way, sometimes there are little tricks to the trade where they can help you still come up with it the right way. Exactly, 100. There's, different styles of learning and teaching. Exactly. And as a parent, as a young parent too, I had to realize that, for one, sometimes the curriculum that was used to teach you, educate you, will be different from what they use to educate and teach your kids. And it'll definitely be different from what they use to teach your future grandkids. And sometimes it changes within a year. Like, if you're, say, in the 6th grade, and say they've been teaching something a certain way for maybe 5 years, since you were maybe in kindergarten, so you caught it that way. And then your little sister or brother comes along, you're in 8th grade now, you're trying to help them with their homework, and you think, oh, I remember this. And they're crying, or they're down and depressed. They're like, no, I can't do it that way. You know, so sometimes things just kind of change on a dime. Like, they'll change within months to a year or so. Different types of teaching and different ways of teaching. That's why I always say when I'm online, when I give my disclaimer, please do not do anything that I say over here or anything that you see me do in my videos, my lives, or my shorts. Because if you do so at your own risk. Because I'm not, YouTube doesn't give us licenses, certifications, or registrations. Those of us who have those types of degrees and that type of education, training, teaching, learning, we have to work hard for that. So we give disclaimers, you know, but you have some people who they don't have that, and YouTube doesn't give it, but they'll tell you a whole bunch of stuff to go and do. We see it every day. And I'm like, I'm not going to tell anybody to do something that I wouldn't do, right? But I'm not going to tell you to do it. I'm not going to tell you not to do it. I'm going to say do so at your own risk. That's why I keep it tapered and kind of keep it mild. I just walk on these lives. I don't even do exercise videos. I just walk on the lives and we talk. We have discussions over here in Lions Pride. We drop nuggets. You guys drop nuggets in the chat. I hope that I drop nuggets here or there. And we pick those nuggets up and we go research them. Research them from reputable sources. And we talk to our healthcare team. And we formulate plans that work for each and every one of us, individually. That work for all of us, but it still has to be an individual plan. Because no two people are exactly the same, right? Yeah, we drop nuggets over here. So that's why I always say, I don't professionally, medically, clinically assess, diagnose, treat, or evaluate. We just drop nuggets. We talk about things and we tell about things that we maybe have witnessed other people do that work for them, or maybe saw in an article. I was putting saw in article together. Saw in an article, or maybe that works for us, right? But we have to let you know to do so at your own risk. And always contact your healthcare team. I know a lot of people don't like to go to the doctor, right? And a lot of people, they'll try all these herbal things and other supplements and stuff like that. But listen, if you're going to do that, you know, don't tell people to do things that you wouldn't do, right? But also be aware that everything you do, the next person may not be able to do. Just like someone you witnessed doing something, you may not be able to do that. Like I can't slam dunk like LeBron. I can't. So if we were having a conversation right now, and he'd be like, don't try it. Don't even try that. As a professional basketball player, he'd be like, don't try that. He'd like, just do a layup or something. Don't try that. Don't try to dunk. Just go for a 3-pointer or something. So you have to be responsible with the information that you put out. Not just putting out stuff that you hear other people say online, on the web. Even if they're trained and licensed, because guess what? They're going by their training, their license, their education. And you're piggybacking off of somebody else's stuff. You're piggybacking off their education that you didn't get. So I always say that. They don't give licenses. They don't give registrations or certifications. And those of us who have those, we have to be careful. Now, you can find a lot of channels that doctors have created, nurses, and they go into more detail. But I don't like to do that because I just feel like there's a little bit of, you never know who's listening. And when people do things, and if it doesn't go right, they like to lay blame, right? Well, I heard so-and-so say this, or I saw them say it on here. So I just keep it mild, tell the basics, because even professionals have to get continuing education. It's called continuing education credits or units in order to keep licenses, registrations, and certifications. So we have a right to give a personalized disclaimer, a professional disclaimer. And still, even though YouTube doesn't give those, right? So you never know who's going to hear your message. Even if you have one person in the chat, 3 people, 30 people, 300 people, you never know who will see the replay. Your message has an opportunity to go out to the masses. So being that your message has an opportunity to reach the masses, you want to be really careful in what you say and how you say it. And thank you for hanging out with me, Beetle. Betty was over here. Shawanda was over here. A few people came through and didn't say anything. And you came through and had a good, long conversation with me. And I appreciate you. I think content creators need to say, we appreciate the subscribers. We need to say that more. I say it often. I don't say it every day, but I feel it every day, right? We should appreciate you guys. We are subscribers as well. But if we're on here and we're live or we're uploading videos and you take the time to watch, that's why I say I don't harp on the thumbs up and all that stuff. If you're just taking the time to watch for a few seconds, few minutes, or the whole time, half the time, whatever it is, I appreciate you. I appreciate YouTube as a platform. I know we fuss about different stuff, but hey, it's still a free platform. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. You're very welcome and thank you. So that being said, y'all know what I say, right? It's that time. Don't let bothered people bother you. Okay? Don't let bothered people bother you. Don't let stressed people stress you out. Don't let bothered people bother you. Don't let stressed people stress you out. And if you find yourself in a misery lounge, GYGAG, okay? Grab your grip and go. If you find someone that comes into your lounge, to your space, your place, your spot, and cause trouble for you, send them packing. Send them packing. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to put up with that, right? So remove yourself from places, and that's even in your day-to-day lives, okay? If you're at Walmart, listen, somebody is in there with a bad attitude, you know, try to think twice. You don't have to feel like you got punked. You know, thank you. Your walk and talk encouraged me. I thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Yes, right, exactly. You're leading up to what I'm about to say, Beetle. I end every live with it. And y'all know what that is. I wish you guys peace, positivity, and prosperity. Without peace, there's chaos. Without positivity, there's negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity lock arms and dance around and hold hands, you fail to prosper. You fail to prosper to your fullest potential. I won't say you won't prosper, but if you're letting chaos and negativity just kind of control and rule you, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential, right? So strive to be in areas of peace and positivity. We're all human. We you know, we're not perfect, but just strive to be in those places. Strive to be in those places. Like Beetle said, protect your peace. Brush it off, kick it off, throw it off, whatever you got to do that's bothering you. You know, we talk about the R words over here, right? You want to rest, relax, release, relate to the things that you can. And if you can't relate to them just yet, it'll come in time. If it's meant to be related to or relatable, it'll come in time, right? Resolve the issues that you can. Some issues have to just kind of resolve themselves, right? Remember who you are. Remember who you're not, right? Refocus, reset, and restart. And that four-letter word, self, it's not bad to be selfish. It's not a bad thing to be selfish. Sometimes you have to be selfish. Know when to say no and be okay with saying no. Know when to say yes. Be okay with saying yes. But remember, self-love, self-esteem, self-education, all right? Self-control. Those things are key. They're key. Beetle says, I need to write this down. Thank you again, Beetle, for being over here. And if Danny goes live tonight or the next time she goes live, I hope to see you. And I hope that you subscribe and I hope that you come back. I appreciate you. I greatly do. And you won't see a lot of people in this chat because, like I said, I used to have my nephew used to game over here. But I like it like that because it's more peaceful. It's more peaceful. You might see 10 in here some days. You might see 12. You might see 2. You might see nobody. It might just be me and you. And it might just be me walking, right? The walking helps not only your physical, your emotional, your mental, your spiritual, all of that. All of that. So we like for it to be peaceful. Now don't look, it's gotten rough at times. It's gotten rough at times. But a lot of times it gets rough because people expect you to be something that they thought that you were and you're not. And sometimes that can cause conflict. I try to let people be who they are. Let them show you who they are. And just because you have a conflict doesn't mean that you're not both good people. You know, there are conflicts that can be resolved and you want to resolve, and there are conflicts that you would just say, hey, like my parents say, if you can't get along, just move along, right? If you can't get along, move along. So thank you again for coming here. Thank you each and every person that stopped by, whether you left a comment or not. Catch the replay and leave a comment. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lines Pride. Yeah, if you can't get along, move along. If you cannot get along, move along. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Tomorrow's Friday. I'll see you guys Friday. If it's the Lord's will, it'll be Friday. So y'all join me if you can. I'll be glad to have you. Thanks, Beetle. Peace. See you later. Bye, y'all.